If she wins, it's not going to be so pleasant for me, but I don't care. I really don't care.
Donald Trump just held a campaign event before yet another very tiny crowd, this time in Erie, Pennsylvania. And he was having like an actual mental breakdown on stage. And I'm not using that to be hyperbolic. Just judge for yourself. This is what he was saying. Here, play this clip.
They don't even think about it. These are rough, vicious, rougher than anything you can imagine. There is no, and I say it all the time, if you wanted to do a movie on some of these people that you're going to be looking at in 2 minutes, if you wanted to do a movie, there's no actor in Hollywood that could play the role. There's nobody that could do it. These actors, you know, they're a little bit shaky. They can't play the role. They'll bring in a big actor and you look, you say, oh, he's got no muscle content. Got no muscle. We need a little muscle. Then they bring in another one, but he's got a weak face. He looks weak. No, these guys have the whole package.
And seriously, what is even going on here? Here, play this clip.
You should have it. You should be able to have it. The new thing is hydrogen. They have hydrogen cars. They have one problem. On occasion, it will blow up. And when it blows up, you are not recognizable. No, you're not even recognizable. This is like a massive bomb being dropped. When it blows up, you are no longer, your wife cannot identify you. Let me put it that way. Is this your husband? They show you blood. Is this your husband? I really can't tell. No, so that's a problem they're going to have to work out, I think.
Donald Trump then leads a lock her up chant regarding Vice President Kamala Harris. Here, play this clip.
USA, this is what we're bringing. But we're bringing them in at levels that nobody's ever seen, and we're doing it by stupid people like Kamala. She's a stupid person. Stupid person. I don't care. I don't care.
Then he goes on to talk about the debate. He claims he won by a lot. Play this clip.
Just keep saying why I did it during the debate. I killed her in the debate, but I have crooked people. What they do, I had 3-on-1. I didn't even mind that. I still won by a lot. But why?
Continues to speak about Vice President Kamala Harris and says that lying Kamala Harris, and then tries to spell it. Here, play this clip.
Kamala Harris lies about everything, and that's why they call her Lying Kamala. L-Y-I-N apostrophe. Lying. Lying. She's a liar. She lies about everything. She makes up stories about me. But yesterday,
he then claims that there are newspapers that are going to do an article or doing articles on her work at McDonald's. Play the clip.
It's just basic. She said she worked so hard, she sweated over French fries at McDonald's, and she never worked there. It turned out to be a lie. And the fake news doesn't want to talk about it. Although I heard a major newspaper is doing a big story on it, it's a lie. It's a total lie. She never worked at McDonald's, but she lies about everything.
He then blames President Biden for his very small crowd sizes. Here, play the clip.
Wisconsin yesterday, and except for the fact that the administration would not let us have we had 50,000, maybe more people, and we were going to do an outdoor rally, and we ended up having to do it inside in front of about 1,000 people. But we had 50,000 people that showed up, but they didn't want me to be outside. They said they couldn't get us enough people because they were guarding the United Nations and Iran. The president of Iran is here. But
he then calls Vice President Kamala Harris mentally impaired. Let's play it.
Crooked Joe Biden became mentally impaired. Sad. But lying Kamala Harris, honestly, I believe she was born that way. There's something wrong with Kamala. And I just don't know what it is, but there is definitely something missing. And you know what? Everybody knows it.
There's someone then sitting in the front seats at the speech of Donald Trump wearing a suit that looks like a wall. And Donald Trump then says, "Hello, Mr. Wall." And then he says, "Look at that ugly suit." Here, play the clip.
You know, I built hundreds of miles of wall I'm going to buy one of those and come out here. I built hundreds of miles of wall and it worked. And I was going to add another 200 miles, and then we had a very disruptive election. Horrible thing happened, horrible, including in this state. We won it in 2016 easily, and then in this state, bad things happened because I love you and you love me. We did so good here. But you know what? I built hundreds of miles of wall, and I'm going to walk onto this platform someday at some place, and I'm going to wear that ugly, horrible suit. Because it's emblematic. It's emblematic of what we've done, right?
Donald Trump then instructs police officers to be very rough and violent with people. This is a frequent thing that he says, and then he claims people are walking out of department stores with refrigerators on their backs. Here, play this clip.
What the hell is going on? See, we have to let the police do their job. And if they have to be extraordinarily rough. And you know, the funny thing with all of that stuff, look at the department stores, same thing. They walk into you see these guys walking out with air conditioners, with refrigerators on their back, the craziest thing. And the police aren't allowed to do their job. They're told, if you do anything, you're going to lose your pension, you're going to lose your family, your house, your car.
Donald Trump claims that no one talks about the environment anymore. Here, play this clip.
I haven't heard, Mike, they don't even talk about the environment anymore. You know why? Mike is saying, don't talk about it now. No, it's one of the great scams of all time. You know what?
Again, he's stuck on talking about McDonald's here. Here, play it.
She's a liar. Remember, again, McDonald's, just put it in your mind. It's so simple. I don't have to go through a long story. She said she worked there. She's a liar. That's why we're calling her Lyin apostrophe.
And his message to black voters in Michigan and Pennsylvania and elsewhere is that the cities that have large black populations are where election cheating takes place. Here, Donald Trump spreading more election lies. Play the clip.
I'm here only because they cheat, and they cheat in this state, especially in Philadelphia. And I've mentioned a couple of the areas, but for the most part, but Philadelphia is out of control. Detroit is out of control. Atlanta is out of control. Places are out of control, because if there was no cheating, if God came down from a high and said, I am going to be your vote tabulator for this election, I would leave this podium right now because I wouldn't have to speak. We wouldn't have any problem. We have to have a landslide because they cheat so damn much. We have to have a landslide.
He then claims that under the Presidential Records Act, he can steal any records belonging to our government. I'll show you this.
That seemed to be the documents case. I had every right to have them, called the Presidential Records Act. That's what they passed it for, but he didn't.
Talks about the Iowa caucus, but calls it a primary. Let's play it.
They don't work well. You know, in Iowa, it was 20 degrees below zero, and I always heard the cars don't work well in the cold. And I had a big night in Iowa. I won that whole primary thing. We won by numbers that nobody's ever seen before. So I remember.
Again, he talks about seeing people on TV and they look like stronger than mobsters. I don't even know what the guy's talking about. Here, play this clip.
They really have no heart. Worse than anything you can see on television. You know, you look at the mob pictures, the gangster pictures, the drug dealer pictures. These people are far worse. There's nobody in Hollywood like this. You can't get.
He then says that the reason that he calls Kamala Harris a communist and not a Marxist is because no one knows what a Marxist is. Here, play this clip.
Because look, she's a communist, you know that. I used to say Marxist, but unfortunately nobody knows what that is. Most people said, what's a Marxist? Is that a good thing or bad? I said, I have to use the word communist, okay? Does anybody mind?
Donald Trump then says he's very angry at the speech that Vice President Kamala Harris gave at the border in Arizona. I'll show you that one.
And one of the reasons I'm angry, yesterday she made a speech like everything on the border is good. And she's going to fix the border. Did you see that crazy speech?
Well, and there you have it, folks. I could show you more, but I think you get the point here. And again, you know, I understand that some of the titles that we have here, you know, Trump having a mental breakdown before a tiny crowd, it sounds like hyperbole, but it's true. I mean, you watched it for yourself. So if you want to propose alternative titles in the comments, feel free to do that. Also check out MeidasPlus.com. That's our new Substack.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.